Neve Campbell has unfollowed Kevin Williamson and the official Scream account over on Instagram. Let's talk a little bit about that.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm KillJoy Jake, and today I'm doing a Moist Critical cosplay. We have a bit of a strange Scream 8 update today. Now, I'm not one to be looking at different celebrities' Instagram pages, seeing who they follow, who they unfollow. Thankfully, there's a lot of other people in the Scream universe who do that for me. I've seen a few Scream accounts out there who have already talked about this. Whoever first noticed it, good on ya. Thanks for giving us an update. It is potentially some drama, though, because Neve Campbell has unfollowed both Kevin Williamson, the director and writer of the last Scream film, as well as the official Scream account over on Instagram. Now, I do just want to put up one big nasty disclaimer before we really get into this today. I'm just speculating here based on some other things that we know about the upcoming Scream film. So while, yes, I am going to talk about a theory that I have revolving around all of this, take it with a grain of salt. A lot of educated guesses here based on some other things that have happened in the Scream universe. I don't think that Neve Campbell was ever interested in doing more Scream stuff beyond Scream 7, despite what Kevin Williamson has said about her pitching some ideas for Scream 8 on the set. I really don't think this is such a shocking claim based on everything we know about Neve Campbell's relationship with the studio. Back in 2022, Neve Campbell slammed the studio for being misogynistic, claiming that her offer to appear in Scream 6 was a lowball ticket for $1 to $2 million. She specifically said back then, "I honestly don't believe that if I were a man and had done 5 installments of a huge blockbuster franchise over 25 years, that the number that I was offered would be the number that would be offered to a man. And in my soul, I just couldn't do that. I couldn't walk onto set feeling undervalued and feeling the unfairness or lack of fairness around that." Yikes, dude. I've read that quote for a couple of videos on here, but it is deservingly harsh. I love Neve Campbell for this, and the studio can suck eggs. To add insult to injury, she even continued to speak out against the studio just days before the release of Scream 7. Chatting with CBS Mornings this past February, she's pretty much reiterated what she said back in 2022, stating, "When I made that decision, I just didn't think I could live with myself walking on set. I just didn't feel right. I just knew that my value to this franchise was bigger than what had been offered. For me, I needed to make that choice." Despite the $7 million that she was paid for Scream 7, she still really didn't have a whole lot of nice things to say about the studio. I also really don't like the subtext of Scream 7, where at the end she realizes, "Oh man, yeah, I should have went to New York City. I definitely should have taken that lowball offer.
I should have gone to New York. I should have been there for you."
Again, I'm just speculating, but that sounds like a really shitty studio note. To glaze Scream 7 with an excessive amount of nostalgia, it cost the studio around $45 million as the reported production budget, and that's not even counting the marketing costs. Never in my 7 years of covering horror movies on this page have I seen a more desperate, aggressive, and clearly expensive marketing campaign. Every single day from the top of the year to the film's release at the bottom of February, a new piece of marketing would drop with more footage from the film. Every single twist, death, and surprise was revealed in the public marketing for the film, making for a pretty lackluster experience at the theater. You simply could not avoid the marketing or the spoilers for this movie back in January and February. All disses aside though, that marketing campaign did pay off. Scream 7 pulled in over $200 million at the box office because of it. It's pretty clear to me that this one was about the money in front of and behind the camera. Neve Campbell finally got her deserved payday. Courtney Cox even got $2 million for this one, and Spyglass squeezed out over $200 million from their sugar-covered turd. I'm sure this film still made a profit, but considering those marketing costs, I doubt it was too much more than the previous 2 installments. With everything we've heard about bad blood between a variety of parties that make these Scream movies, it just sounds like the situation behind the scenes for Scream 7 was all being held up with the glue of what money can do. So it brings up a big question when it comes to Scream 8. They're definitely not going to spend $45 million again on a Scream movie and probably pump another $45 to $50 million into marketing. You're just not gonna see the same return with Scream 8 no matter what the concept is after Scream 7 got bombed so hard by critics and fans alike. So will Scream 8 even be able to bring back the legacy characters in general if that price tag has to go down? Well, the next installment was almost immediately announced following Scream 7's box office success. Producer Marianne Madalena stated that they were hoping to start shooting the next one in the fall, even though that seems unlikely now as we haven't really heard anything about it and it's getting towards the end of summer. summer. One thing is concrete with the 8th installment already, however, as the Zuckerman sisters are reportedly penning the script, replacing Kevin Williamson and Guy Busick from the previous effort. That was our first big indicator that we were cleaning house, we were starting fresh again for whatever comes next in Scream 8. Neve Campbell unfollowing the official Scream account may be clue number 2. Now, another angle that you do have to consider when it comes to Scream 7's budget is admittedly inflation. Did the movie jump through hoops to pack every single moment with nostalgia because they fucked up so badly with the original cast and crew? Absolutely yes, but in all fairness, this is the first installment of the franchise that went into production under this disastrous economy we're currently living in. Weird how everything got way more expensive after November of 2024. What changed? That is affecting pretty much everything right now, including a film set where construction crews need to be paid and flights need to be booked. So it only makes sense for Scream 8 to go smaller with the next installment, and I don't think Neve Campbell's gonna return for less than $7 million. Why would she? We can all agree that her value to this franchise is what she says it is, right? She deserves to be paid well if she's gonna come back, or she's not gonna come back at all. I think this unfollowing, as well as everything else we've talked about in this video so far, tells me that the next Scream movie is likely going to be some sort of fresh start. And this doesn't really surprise me at all based on the trajectory of a couple of other major blockbuster franchises. Look at the Jurassic World flicks, where the first 3 movies upped their budgets each time to slightly declining profits with each installment. All 3 were crazy successful, with every single entry there being able to pull in over $1 billion each time. But Jurassic World Dominion in particular is the movie to pay attention to here. While that film's box office still managed to reel in a little over $1 billion, the gross budget was reported to have been $658.8 million, making it the most expensive film ever made. Universal beat out Disney, who previously held this record with The Force Awakens. Now, obviously, the Jurassic Park and Scream franchises are 2 very different series, but both Jurassic World Dominion and Scream 7 do share a lot of commonality. Both Dominion and Scream 7 dished out a ton of dough in order to bring back beloved legacy characters to hopefully distract from the underwritten story. Little side note there, rest in peace to Dr. Alan Grant, Sam Neill.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
That one breaks my heart into smithereens. Both entries in the beloved franchises were disliked by the majority of critics despite droves of fans still showing up. I almost regret buying a ticket for both of these films on their opening weekends. Dominion responded to those negative reviews and that major price tag on the previous film with a franchise pivot. 3 years later, Jurassic World Rebirth saw an all-new creative team behind the camera, with Godzilla 2014's Gareth Edwards at the helm, original Jurassic Park scribe David Coep writing, and an all-new cast featuring Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives.
Rebirth received slightly better reviews than Dominion and pulled in almost $900 million against a budget that was a third of the last movie's cost. So yes, Jurassic World Rebirth didn't cross $1 billion, but it still made almost $900 million with a significantly lower budget, a third of the previous film's cost. That just goes to show you that these franchises don't need all the legacy characters for people to want to show up. You just gotta tell a decent enough story, man. Hit on the same things that are so great about the original flick. I personally think Jurassic World Rebirth does that a hell of a lot better than Jurassic World Dominion. Neither film is perfect, but the concept for Rebirth is 10 times stronger than Dominion in every single way. This, in my opinion, is the way forward for the Scream series. Scream desperately needs a rebirth after this last installment, which was trashed by critics and turned away fans. Not only that, but I seriously doubt that another movie with the same approach as 7 would be considered profitable. Let's say that the approach for Scream 8 was going to be that nostalgia first thing, let's jam-pack this with every single legacy character we possibly can. Well, Neve Campbell would likely ask for more money, as well as Courtney, Mason, Jasmine, Matthew, and so on. Inflation is still pretty rough right now, so the story itself would have to be locked down to small-town USA again. That's especially a detractor for a series known for its great set pieces. The marketing campaign would have to be excessive and expensive again because the fans that felt cheated by the last one probably won't show up as much as they did for 7, and I don't even think the cast really wants to make another film like Scream 7, which to me is the most important thing above all. Courtney Cox told Variety shortly after Scream 7's release that I think everyone should want to do another Scream. I don't think I can make the next one, but maybe we'll see. That doesn't really sound all that enthusiastic, and can you really blame Courtney Cox for this after being given like nothing to do in the last 2 movies? It really sucks to see all this dour drama clouding one of my favorite franchises right now. now. There are a lot of things that need to change moving into the next installment of Scream, but above all else, I just want it to be made by people who actually want to make a great Scream film. That kind of organic enthusiasm is only going to come from a great story that's worth telling in this series, not another cash grab. Zuckerman sisters, please don't let us down. Before we wrap up today's video, please make sure to like it and subscribe to this page for more updates on the most exciting horror projects. Also, the best way to support this channel is by becoming a patron on Patreon. Over there, you can find a ton of bonus content like reactions to various horror TV shows and movies. We're currently watching Dexter and Hannibal, with multiple episodes going up there a week. No, what? Check it out by clicking on the link in the description below. One final plug and I'll shut the heck up. Please make sure to also check out my film channel, Human Egg Productions, where we're currently posting horror and comedy short films. If you like slashers especially, check out the gory short I wrote and directed called Chicken Man. Thank you to everyone who supports all of my pages. What do you guys think about Scream 8 being a total reboot where a murder mystery can actually flourish and a good story can be told? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.